Okay, YouTube, this is the reason I built the shelf supports for my parts storage. We just got our shipment of parts in, about 400 of those guys, and then about 100 of those guys for inventory. It's about 600 odd pounds of machined aluminum parts that are going on the shelf, so I'll show you what that looks like when I get the shelf loaded up. Okay, YouTube, finally got all my inventory unpacked. So I've got about 200 pounds worth of aluminum parts up there. And we've got another 200 pounds down there. And then there's about 100 pounds on the bottom shelf. So we're all ready to go. It was a big job. But let me show you the plywood shelf supports, how well they work here. So here we are looking down one of the plywood shelf supports on top of the wire shelving. And you can see it's fairly straight. There's hardly any sag in there at all. The next shelf up actually has a little bit of sag to it, but this was one that I had loaded up the shelf before I put the support on there, so the shelf itself kind of sagged a little bit. But it hasn't gone anywhere since I put the plywood on there, so I think that's good to go. But you can see it definitely helps in the middle there because there's not the support. There's only these rails on each edge are pretty stiff, but you get in the middle and there's no support on these shelves. And there you go, YouTube. Got all the packing peanuts stored away. I'll use these for shipping orders out. And then I've got the crate all torn apart, a bunch of 2x2s, and I got all the OSB. There's the top and bottom, and then I got the little side pieces there, and then I also picked up 3 2x4s. That's a bunch of good lumber, and I saved all the screws. The only thing that got recycled or thrown away were the nails. There was some of the parts were nailed together, but yeah, I got some good clean wood, so I just need to get this out of the weather and figure out what to do with all this stuff. So yeah, I try to recycle all the, or reuse all the parts. They say reduce, reuse, recycle. So yeah, it saves me buying a sheet of plywood or OSB at the home improvement store. It's good having scraps of wood around for various projects. Like I say, the previous crate that I got the first batch of parts in became shelf supports, and then I'll show you what I'm using some of the other stuff for here. Yeah, so this is my shed where all my solar power equipment is going to go. So on the top here I built that's recycled plywood and then some recycled OSB. I've got a panel on the back that's going to go in onto the back of the shed, and then there's this piece that's going on that side. There's a piece on this side, so I'm going to kind of build a box in here. That's the only new piece of stuff I bought. 2x2 foot sheet of aluminum plate that's going to be the door. So I'm basically going to build a door on the front here where I'll mount all my switches and gauges and meters and stuff, and then open the door up, and then in back I'll have, for instance, my inverter will be attached there. I'll probably put a charge controller, one in back, one on the side. I'll have my main bus bars for the half of the system on top, and then below here are going to be a couple of slide out drawers for my batteries. So I'm going to have my small batteries up on top. They'll be on a drawer that slides out. So I've got some heavy duty drawer slides right there, so I need to build a drawer to hold those batteries. And then I'm saving the bottom part for bigger batteries if I get them, either on a slide out, or if I go for the like L16 size batteries, I can just put those on the very bottom there. And then the battery bus bar will be right underneath that shelf support level right there. I'll have that bus bar on the back side where I can connect all my batteries. So all the batteries will be down here, and then all the electronics will be up above. So I'll have a fan pulling air out of the shed, and that'll be my new solar power shed. And the idea is I can just close it up like that. All my solar stuff will kind of be out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, I'll show you what that looks like as I get a little farther. So yeah, if anybody has any suggestions on how they laid out gear and panels and stuff like that, you know, drop that in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel, and I'll post an update to this as I get a little farther. And as always, thanks for watching. See ya.